Good afternoon, YTPC. This is Dave coming to you from the paddock here in Southern Maryland. It's just after 4 o'clock on Monday, January 8th. Had a couple good things happen today in the paddock. One is we're up. The high-speed internet line is in. The Ethernet cable is run, so we have high-speed wired internet right to the laptop now. So you can see Jock, Uncle Willie, Saw Gunner, Jim, Potter Piper. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of fun. It's a fun way to show you those screens. So anyway, we're up and running. I got a real office chair. It came in today. I was kind of using a piece of junk. I guess I call it a gamer's chair, but it really wasn't. It was just a piece of junk chair. I only sat in it once a month at best, up until the last few weeks anyway. But got a real office chair. We're up and running. The office is 100% operational. It's pretty exciting for me, because now I can sit here and not just goof off. I can actually get things done that I need to get done. So, hey, I want to shout out to Uncle Willie. This notebook is fantastic. I used to use all loose leaves, and I'd have to transfer them around. Now I just go from page to page and scratch out the things that are done, and I like it a lot. So thanks for that. It's probably going to surprise you, but I had some tobacco come in today. So I thought I'd spin you around and show you. I got 4 different packages came in, or just not 4 boxes, but four things that I ordered are in the door. 3 of them I owed to Uncle Willie. His his top 10 review. 3 of them came from there, and then one of you recommended the 4th. I don't remember what it is, but let me spin you around. I'll show you the 4. And we'll keep. All right. So the first one is Gawith and Hogarth's Dark Bird's Eye. That's obviously Uncle Willie. Gawith and Hogarth's Dark Flake Unscented. That's obviously Uncle Willie. The third one is Gawith and Hogarth's Bob's Chocolate Flake. That's obviously Uncle Willie. And then the 4th one today is Cowboy Coffee from this Country Squire. So those are the 4 that came in today. As always, the 1 pound bulk. That's how I buy everything, if I can buy it that way. Well, guys, as always, Maryland Meerschaum, and in it, Black Twist, just like yesterday. No changes. I enjoyed it so much yesterday, I wanted to do it again today. So that's what's in the pipe. I talked to you, I told you that several of you had mentioned waxing my Meerschaum pipe. So I got some, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's Meerschaum wax. I don't know how it's different than any other wax you get, but Meerschaum Market had it, so I had a cube sent in, and I'll use it to wax my pipe and the one I have in Wyoming. In fact, the ironic thing is I've got the paddock just about where I want it. A couple more things coming in, like filing cabinets and a printer table, but then it's going to be done. And I could focus on, and you've seen all the tobacco come in. So you can see I've got it just about where I want it, ready to do finalization, get all the junk file put away, and right as I'm ready to enjoy it, I'm leaving, because I'm leaving next Thursday. Next Thursday will be the long day. It'll be from DC to St. Louis. It's about a 13-hour trip. And then Friday will be an 11-hour trip, basically, from St. Louis to Denver. I'll spend the weekend with my boy. And then Monday's a shorter day, about 7 hours from Denver to Jackson Hole. It's just ironic to be about 10 days out. I worked this hard on the paddock and just in time to leave it. So it'll be time to start showing you the the cellar in Wyoming. It's nowhere near this one yet. I do want to build it up, though, so I have 2 really good cellars. So no matter where I'm at. I also had a humidor delivered to Wyoming. So that'll be something I get to show you as well. So it'll be fun to go back, start those fireside chats, and I don't know, start showing you Wyoming again. I love it out there. The difficult part of that trip will be that I leave Ranger with Sean on that Monday. And I've become incredibly attached to him. I've had him since October 2nd. So it's a long time. And then to give him back, which it's his dog. I mean, it's gonna happen, but I'm not looking forward to that. That'll be one of those bad days, bad events. So I'm back on my meds today. We won't have a repeat of last night. Pretty good feedback from yesterday, so I appreciate that. Kind of crawled out on the limb. I realize what I said isn't going to be bought by everybody, agreed to by everybody. That's not the point, though. I know that most people are a lot more private, and I've gotten a lot of emails from people who want to continue or make comments about the conversation more privately. Yeah, it's been really good, really interesting. I appreciate that. So, a couple things I want to talk about. Some of us, some of you guys commented about today was Crappy Town, or I live in Shittyville, and you know we all have that, right? I think it's called life. Every God, especially when you're trying to accomplish something or achieve something, whether it be digging out of a hole, climbing up from rock bottom, or setting new highs. Anytime we try to accomplish something in life, we will get hit by the karma car or the karma train, I believe. Yeah, I've talked to you about my last 6 weeks, and I know I present a pretty positive picture here, but a lot does happen. I just choose not to let it be the definition of my day. I had a big one today. I got hit by the karma truck hard. So I talked about my horse farm. I'll put the link into the website if you want to look at it online real quick. I don't think I'm going to have time to do a video on it there. It's really not the best time. Maryland in January is not pretty. You know, we have no evergreen trees here. Essentially, they're all deciduous. So the forest looks like Stickville right now. It's muddy. The grass is a pale green, so it's really not the best time to show it to you. But when I get back from Wyoming, it will be a good time. April, May are a really good time of year, and then late October is a really good time to video a horse farm in Maryland. But we have 3 employees that work there, and our chief hand resigned today. He's not leaving today, but he wants to go back home to Mexico. And so he's got 2 kids down there, and he feels like he's not part of their life. So how can I say anything other than as a human being, it's the right thing to do. But it puts us in a huge precarious position to get another hand, at least temporary hand, hired in place before he rolls out in 2 or 3 weeks. If my wife were filming this video, she would say we live in Crappy Town. I just think it's part of living and part of accomplishing things and part of running a business. When you run a business, you always have a problem. Always, always, always. You always have a customer issue, or you have an employee issue, or you have a supplier issue, or you have a vendor problem. It's just part of the game. So not a great day, but it also doesn't define my day. Look what we've done here, you know. So anyway, I just want to say, between my kid getting sick, my wife getting sick, Raul resigning, my daughter couldn't come home for Thanksgiving because she was just too underwater. She's She is a fierce competitor, and she likes being number one in her class. So she just couldn't come home for Thanksgiving. So I can pile all those up and say I live in Shittyville or Crappy Town, but I don't. I mean, it's just part of living. I'm proud of my kids and they're hard chargers, and that means they're not going to prioritize getting home every time. So I just want to put a little bit different perspective on it. I know Jim's having a bad day today, but there were some really good things in his day as well. So yesterday we talked a little bit about personal responsibility, and it was getting long, and I had way too many subjects packed into that thing, and I was kind of all over the map. So I left a couple out that I'd like to follow up with tonight. One is this concept of trust but verify. We should never trust somebody implicitly. We should always follow up, close the loop, whatever term you want. If you have a lawyer working for you and you expect him to do certain things, and I do, and they don't always get it done. They're like everybody else. There's great ones, there's horrible ones, and most of them, like 80% of them, probably live in the middle of the bell curve. So they forget action items, they forget to file. They file and it gets rejected, and they don't follow up on the rejection, just stuff like that. So I don't want to pick on attorneys. I mean, it's an easy target. I get it, but that's just one example of it's really up to us to make sure, and I don't want to beat on Jim too bad, but my God, to have a lawyer fail you like that and not know it till it's too late, man, you want to stay away from that. And so moving away from Jim now, just in general, my comment would be, if you think somebody's doing something for you and it's not visibly accomplished, readily apparent to you, it is up to us to follow up and say, hey, not saying I don't trust you. I mean, you don't want to go down that road, but just, hey, I haven't seen that. I'm sure you've got it done, but I haven't seen that, whether it be the filing or someone's supposed to pay you, if somebody owes you money. Hey, you probably paid, but I haven't seen it come through, and just kindly, you can follow up kindly, but follow up. Verify that the trust you've placed in somebody or some company is is justified and that they are doing it for you. And the last one, I only want to have two serious points tonight. The second one is that I believe that we can behave in a manner, or people can behave in a manner, where rights and privileges can be taken away. I think that's part of the personal responsibility, rant I was on last night, that I don't want to take someone's free choice away, but I do think that choice has consequences. And I think in the right situations, those choices should have, deleterious, bad consequences for that person. And in some cases, I think they should be permanent. And I think, right now in the United States, felons can't vote and felons cannot own weapons. I'm good with those two things. I believe that a convicted felon should not be allowed to own a firearm. And I believe a lifetime ban on that is justified. I also believe when you violated the trust we've placed in you to the point where you're a convicted felon, you probably should lose your right to vote. I'm open to hear other points of view. I'd like to hear other points of view and why that belief is there. But I believe that it's not like we surprise people with the consequences. It's clearly understood and clearly known that certain behaviors have bad consequences, and some extreme behaviors have lifelong consequences. And I'm good with that. I think that's part of that fundamental foundation upon which we build a civil society. I know there's lots of people that believe differently, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm really just stating my belief that I believe that's a good thing. And I'll continue to support that line of thinking and that line of philosophy as a bedrock for our country and our states, and our local laws. I said I'm going to kill the serious side of this now. So I've talked to you now. This is my third year reading the Bible, and I'm doing it again. I'm reading 2 entries a day because I want to do it in 6 months, and I started 5 or 6 days early, so I'm about 3 weeks ahead of my reading schedule, and I need to be a month ahead when I finish the January reading assignment. If I want to accomplish it in 6 months, that means I got to be a month ahead every month. But I'm reading Exodus right now, and if you want a reading assignment, if you want to go read some of the basis for my beliefs, I just want to ask you, go read Exodus, starting in chapter 20, verse 22. It's where God, or Yah, is dictating his laws verbally to Moshe, or Moses. It's mind-blowing, in my opinion. It's the third time I've been through it, and it still rocks me when I see, supposedly, if you believe the Bible for what they say it is, and that is the absolute word of God written down, and it's come through all the canonical councils, so for a couple thousand years, it's been reviewed several times. If you believe that, and I'm not going to comment on my beliefs there, okay? What I'm saying is that in the Bible, Exodus chapter 20, starting in verse 22, and then going on through all of chapter 20, verse 22, all of chapter 21, all of chapter 22, and all of chapter 23, really is just a direct quote of God speaking his expectations for human law to Moses. And wow, it's mind-blowing, pretty harsh too, maybe even harsher than my beliefs, but it'll take you a while to read all, really, what is that, almost 4 chapters. It might take you almost an hour, but if you just want to read chapter 20, verse 22 and finish out 20, that'll take you 2 or 3 minutes. And I don't know, maybe you won't be as surprised as I was, but I'm third time through it, and it blows my mind how specific God is when he spoke his expected law, his expected behaviors from his subjects, and that's us. Guys, that's it. I'm going to shut up. And so I hope you have a good Monday. Hope you had a good start to your week, good start to your year. And really, that's it. I believe we'll talk again tomorrow. Goodbye, you guys.